how changing reality just by thought and elevated states will actually change matter because of you connecting to it in the quantum field. And when you learn to embody living in elevated states throughout your day, when you live in those elevated states and also put your mind on the thing that you want to come in, the thing that you want to create, you are sending a signal to the quantum field that it is safe to create this thing, this new personality, this new career. You don't get there by staying in the old automatic way of thinking and living. You need to be willing to live in the unknown. How we rehearse changing the way that we feel into an elevated state is by practicing morning meditation. I will link an Elevate Your Vibe meditation in the top corner. But when you practice living in this elevated state and generate your thoughts towards becoming it, analyzing by needing the material thing to come in, and you don't say, quantum, I want this thing here and now, I want $500 tomorrow, or I don't believe in you. It's not how it works. It's you change the inner vibrational energy to that of the person you want to become, and you also visualize. And what you are doing is mind and matter is connecting. The neurons and you becoming that person with your visions in your mind is actually making things come to life for you. You need to believe in it. You can't just think, well, this thing could just magically happen or not. Well, I don't believe in magic, or I don't believe in the quantum law. Studies have showed that people have healed health issues. People have manifested lots of abundance, manifested new lives, new careers, new businesses. And when you start to think as that person, connect with it on a level of feeling that way in an elevated state, the signal is then sent. You can just be asking the quantum field or the universal intelligence for a sign of this new vision, of this new life. And you will start to get those signs in ways that you don't expect. And you start to change the neurological pathways to that of the person that has the tools to keep going into this direction. You just start with journaling and elevating your state, then you are starting to tell it you feel safety going in this direction. And if you journal a certain direction that you want to go into, read this thing to you. It could be what we call mission statement. So it could be your mission statement. You read that off to you every day. Then you mentally rehearse how does that person think, and you live in an elevated state throughout your day of being that person right here and now, not being consumed by the past and transcending the past, healing the present self, and then opening the doors and the portals to the future self, and not needing to analyze the future self. You become it. By thinking and analyzing, you're putting yourself back into a negative frequency. But by becoming it with trust, you end up being it now. And it don't matter how successful, how great you are at it, you are sending the signal to the universal intelligence. I am willing to trust you with this. I surrender this old way of thinking, and I could use your assistance on this thing coming in. You don't need to create it. This thing gets created by thought and feeling alone, by aligning with that frequency. But you get to design it. Someone who's running a social media page, the posts that you make or the pages you are writing, if you're an author writing a book, you get to design that. The whole thing, your whole life changing, is you trusting and becoming somebody else. You're changing the habit of being your old self and you're becoming the new self. Your personality is changing. In turn, it's changing your personal reality. A year ago, I wrote down I can become confident enough to be a YouTuber that can speak on YouTube. Then I began to mentally rehearse being in an elevated state and having the tools to be able to make a video very often right now, every day. I had to practice, I had to start, I had to think and feel as that. Then when it was time to do it, the frequency aligned with me and said, Dale, it's time for you to start to film. It didn't need to be a heavy schedule. I had to start somewhere, and it wasn't great, and I didn't feel that confident at it. But as I kept doing it, it got better. Same with becoming a personal trainer, which for those of you who have been watching my channel from the beginning, I am now a certified personal trainer. I passed the exam. I'm done that program completely. I mentioned on a past video, and I'll even link it in the top corner, where the quantum sent me a sign in the form of a text from that training program company telling me, you should start this program, and what are you waiting for? Because if you're not willing to enroll for only $50, you must not be interested in the program. Which in turn led to me finding a way, and knowing that I already had that money in my savings account, I was just looking for somebody to give me permission. So when I finally started to act and feel as someone that could just pay for the training program, do it, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to get lots of clients, and I'm going to love helping others, then matter started to connect with mind. Mind and matter are connected. But us in the real world think that mind and matter is not connected, and we are consumed by the material world and the way that things work, that the Newtonian law of thing happens for thing to come in the physical world. But when you are connected with the something greater, the universal intelligence, you change your energy to becoming that person, is just as effective as the physical thing being granted to you by cause and effect. It's actually brought to you by neurologically tuning into a new person, sending that signal, and then it being returned back at you because you're connecting to the correct signal in the quantum field. If you don't live throughout your day with trust and the knowingness that this is who you are, this is where you're going to go, it will not be granted to you because there's doubt there. Practice being in a meditative state, and in practice elevating your state of consciousness throughout your whole day. Even though things that piss you off and trigger you happen, just allow them to happen. Observe them through the lens of awareness that you are not that thought, you are not that thing you used to be attached to. Be aware of those things, work on them in meditation. Elevate your state to that person you want to become. Connect with it on another level with thought. When you're in an elevated state and you connect with it with thought in the correct frequency, your life will begin to change. I thank you for watching this one, and hit that subscribe button.